Hi everyone, Squirrel Bait here, and welcome to Going Sideways, where I discuss current events that affect our preparedness and our freedoms. And the topic this week are what? Yes, here's another one. This is about the idea that, well, if people had to have insurance for their guns, in the event their gun is used in violence, to save the taxpayers a lot of money, right? By having the insurance pay for all the damage. This worries me because I can see that being a really good selling point. I think this really has the potential of actually going somewhere and then spreading across the country. And it just, again, it's just the same old, same old. San Jose mayor proposes first-in-nation insurance requirement for guns following mass shootings. And this is dated August 12th, 2019 from Fox News. The local story, this is their story. This is Fox News when you take away the pictures. That's all they have to say on it. Well, here's the local one, much more information. So we're going to talk about this. This concerns me. So what's all this about? Well, let's take a look. Under Sam, forgive me if I mispronounce this, Liccardo? Under his proposal, the insurance would include coverage for any accidental discharge of the gun and for the intentional acts of any third parties who steal, borrow, or otherwise acquire the gun. The insurance won't cover liability of the policyholder for his or her own intentional conduct. Separately, he says that his staff would explore if voters would want to put a measure on the ballot that would impose a tax on all ammunition and firearm purchases in San Jose. You know, I've been talking about taxing everything you do, part of the plan. Every little thing you do. Well, they also use it to get you to what? Obey. And what? Comply. Comply. While this is far from a complete solution, it is something we can do to reduce the harms of firearms. Oh, yeah, that'll stop gang violence, right? Oh, yeah, sure. Without waiting for Congress to take action. Remember, I've talked about the deep states of America? Yeah, this is what we can do from the bottom end while we're waiting for the top down. Yeah. Two bills that would tighten up background checks have passed in the House but have stalled in the Senate, which is on recess until September. The cost of the city police and emergency services required to address gun violence should be paid by gun owners, not by all taxpayers. Again, majority of gun violence is gang violence. But I'm concerned that this is a really good selling point. This one part here about gun owners paying for it, not taxpayers. I can see that as a selling point. I can see this spreading across the country. I really can. Especially when he goes on here. He says that gun owners who couldn't pay liability insurance should pay a fee to compensate taxpayers for the public costs. Some of these taxpayer-funded costs include firefighters, paramedics, rehab services, prosecution, and police. Creating a program that would offer cash rewards to anyone who reports someone who possesses unlawfully obtained guns or weapons is also an idea. We require motorists to carry automobile insurance. We tax tobacco consumption both to discourage risky behavior and to make sure that non-smokers are not forced to subsidize the substantial public health costs generated by smoking-related illnesses and deaths. Now, this is not true. That's not true, and I'll talk about that here in just a moment. These successful, they say, public health models inspire a similar harm reduction approach to firearms. They're going to use that exact sentence as a motto. Well, this whole tobacco thing isn't true. I used to live in Michigan, and we had this big stink about money that was generated from tobacco taxes as well as from settlements weren't being used on tobacco-related costs. It was being used to fund education grants so kids could go to the state colleges. And there was this big stink about, well, if we change anything, well, it'll hurt the kids. It wasn't supposed to be used for the kids. It was supposed to be used for medical care. But it wasn't. It was diverted. So I don't call that very successful, do you? So again, this is a power grab. This is a power grab. It's exactly what it is, remember? They are literally going to milk us dry. Every little thing you do is going to be taxed. Especially if you don't what? Obey and comply. Obey and comply. That's what this is. And he admits, he is fully aware that the bad guys aren't going to follow the law and get gun insurance. That's right, they're not. So let's punish the law-abiding citizens. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, let's punish the law-abiding citizens. And let's just ignore the gangs. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And then let's let this spread across the country. You think I'm making this up? Links down below. I can tell you're looking at me like, nah. Links are down below for you. Thank you for watching. And as always, question everything, even though you're going to get a knock on the door, because that makes you a what?
Shh! Don't tell anyone. But down below are links to content that I can't post here on YouTube. One's BitChute, and the other is Wiku. Down below. It's where I can put things like memes and articles on Wiku. Links down below. Shh. Is that a knock on the door?